When were you outsmarted by a child?
Once when my godson was just a toddler, I was watching him while his mom was pulling dinner out of the oven. We were in the living room and there was a bag of pretzels that we'd been snacking on throughout the day. He waddled over to me with the bag of pretzels in hand for me to open and give him some. I said, "No, lil man, your mom's about to call us for dinner," and what does he do? He takes the pretzels with him to the kitchen, looks up at his mom with his giant blue eyes and gives her the sweetest hug imaginable. Then shows her the pretzels, which she promptly opened and gave to him. I don't really care if he had the pretzels either way. I don't have kids, so I was just trying to make a rational pretzel decision. That little bastard pulled one over on both of us. Now he's 7 and still trying to manipulate us. I was 15 and on my first day at my first job at Chuck E. Cheese. I'm sure you know when Chuck E. comes out and does the parade, someone has to get in the suit. My manager made me a deal. He would flip a token and if it was heads I would get in the suit. If it was tails I could pick someone else. Little did I know that Chuck E. Cheese tokens are heads on both sides. You got me rich, you got me good. My daughter used to be super attached to her mother. Like if my wife was in the next room and we were playing, she'd jump up and yell, "I want mama," before running to her. Thankfully, a combination of getting older and making sure to have special papa-daughter time, she's gotten much better. At one point during that phase my wife was playing with her and they were making food for some stuffed animal. I asked if I could join them and my wife encouraged me to come over. My daughter observed me for a minute, picks up a doll and a comb and comes over. "Here papa, you need to brush the doll's hair so she will be pretty." As she's saying it, she's walking me over to a different side of the room. Then she walks back to mom and continue feeding the stuffed animal. Outsmarted by a 2-year-old. When I get cocky and my 7-year-old wrecks me at chess. I was the child in this case. When I was younger, I watched my big brother play Ocarina of Time since certain things scared me to play it myself at the time, like the Wall Masters and likes. During a puzzle in the Spirit Temple, there were bars in the way and the crystal needed to open them were on the other side and my brother was struggling trying to find a way to hit it since it was out of sword reach and the bow can't hit between the bars. Remembering an item he picked up earlier called bomb chew, which are bombs that travel a short distance before exploding, I asked, "Why don't you use a bomb chew?" "Brother, it's not going to work, it'll just explode before reaching the crystal." "Me, try it anyway." "Brother, fine," drops bomb chew and it proceeds to travel then explode, nothing seems to happen. "Brother, you see? It didn't." Puzzle solving music plays and the door opens. Brother looks at me, "I hate you." Still happening a lot to me when I play chess. They're all better than me. Not me, but an ex-girlfriend. Her 6-year-old daughter was playing up and she said, "Stop acting like a child." Response: I am a child. Hard to argue with that one. When my brother was a toddler, I found a large cardboard box and had my sister help me stand it upright with me hidden inside. I popped out my head and yelled "boo" at my brother, who reacted by reaching out and shoving the box with both hands. I couldn't balance or use my hands, which were down in the box, to catch myself. Fortunately I had extensive martial arts training and strong neck muscles, so I clamped my chin to my chest and my head didn't smash on the floor as the box and I went over backwards. When I shat bees. When I was a kid and I had a birthday, relatives used to go, "So how does it feel to be 10? Or whatever age I was turning, and look at me with that expecting smile. I'd just awkwardly shuffle my feet and go, I don't know, feels the same." So like an asshole I asked my nephew who turned 10 or 11 or whatever, "How does it feel to be X age?" And he said, "How would I know? I just turned it today." Wish I thought of that. I was learning to surf in Hawaii at age 21 and a little girl around 8 to 10 or so just shredded the sickest wave right in front of me and I was royally humbled. So back when I was dating my ex, her daughter decided to hide our cigarettes in an attempt to stop us from smoking. I mean, she did a badass job. We tore the apartment apart because it was a brand new pack and I didn't feel like driving to the store, and I knew them both well enough to know when they were lying. I could tell she was lying and asked her, "Are you sure you don't know?" She sheepishly said, "Okay, I know." She then proceeded to grab a box from under the couch, took out a box from inside it, and then took out another box inside of it and pulled out the cigarettes. I was like, at this point we're going to McDonald's because goddamn that's smart. While changing the tire on my car, I jacked it up and then decided to loosen the lug nuts. The kids said, "You know, it'd be easier if the car was on the ground to loosen the lug nuts. Then jack it up, take the lug nuts off and is in remove tire." One other that really sticks out is I wanted to get home faster. So I stole a bike out of someone's front yard. I got caught and I got in trouble. But my friend's son, who was 3 at the time, asked me, "Why didn't you just go up to the door and ask them for a ride?" One day while babysitting my cousins, one of them was being really annoying about this spray bottle thing. I forget exactly what he was doing, but I told him to pretend like it didn't exist. A moment later, he points to a part of it and asks, "What is this?" I told him it was the lever for the sprayer. "No, but what is this?" And he motions to the bottle again. "A spray bottle," I said. He started laughing and I couldn't help but laugh too because I knew I'd been had. Wrestling with my little cousin. He was probably 5 or 6 at the time. I had him in a headlock and he started gasping and coughing. I was a good bit bigger than him, so I absolutely believed I was hurting him. I let him go. Fucker kicks me in the dick and starts laughing and yelling, "I got you." My 10-month-old daughter kept splashing her hands in the cat's water fountain. I sternly told her, "No hands in the cat's water." She looked me dead in the eyes and stuck her foot in the cat's water. My daughter would ask me for things first rather than her mother because I'd usually say yes. Context: I'm 5 foot tall, right on the money. I am very short. At the time of this story I was 15 and I had not grown in 6 months and would not grow past 5 foot. Several years ago my little cousin was being obnoxious, so I put her favorite toy in a tall cabinet and told her she could have it back when she grew the hell up. Fast forward several years to Christmas 2019 and I'm still fucking 5 foot tall. Between my 15th year and 2019 this little cousin and her family had been transferred, military, to various posts in Europe and Asia, and, thus, my little cousin grew up out of sight. Now, this little cousin had also been very short, and since shortness runs in the family everyone figured she'd be like me and stop growing at a short height. How wrong we were. This little cousin came home from Okinawa, a star basketball player at her military base high school at the great height of 6'2". Legs for days. She's absolutely stunning, she's smart, she's kind, she's funny, she's talented. She's 6'2". She and I are shooting the breeze and messing around with the other cousins, and out of nowhere this little cousin took my cell phone. More context: we were all celebrating at our grandparents' home and they have a back porch and part of the roof extends at an angle over the porch. My previously little cousin took my cell phone and put it on the roof. This part of the roof was about 6 foot 6 inches overhead. She didn't even have to stand on her toes. I laughed it off at first, but then it started to drizzle and I knew it was going to rain, so I asked her for my phone. She told me I could have it back when I grew the fuck up. 10 years she waited for revenge. As a parent, most days by my kids. You always have the best intentions, but things always seem to backfire. With